Hello everyone, today we will discuss acquired immunity. Acquired immunity. So, the first of all types of immunity. So, the types of immunity means, so the immunity is two types. One is the innate immunity, second one acquired immunity. Previous class we will discuss innate immunity. So, the innate immunity means inborn immunity. So, the born time presenting on immunity is called as innate immunity or inborn immunity. So, they are presenting on the four types of the barriers: physical barriers, physiological barriers, cellular barriers and cytokinin barriers. Next, today we will discuss acquired immunity. So, the acquired immunity means, so the immunological resistance, immunological resistance immunological resistance developed immunological resistance developed an individual throughout life is called throughout life after birth. So, this is called as acquired immunity. Acquired immunity. So, the acquired immunity means immunological resistance developed by an individual throughout life after birth. The immunological resistance developed after birth. So, these are called as acquired immunity. Acquired immunity means immunological resistance developed after birth. Immunological resistance developed by the after birth. So, they are called as acquired immunity. So, the present of birth is called as innate immunity. So, the after birth the developing immunity is called as acquired immunity. Next one, so the acquired immunity is a specific. Acquired immunity is a pathogenic specific immunity. It is a pathogenic specific immunity. It is a pathogenic specific immunity. So, specific immunity and non-specific immunity. So, the innate immunity is non-specific immunity. So, the acquired immunity is specific immunity, means, so they are the special type of the antigens are entering our body. So, they are the activated. So, they are the specific immunity. Next one, and depends on the prior contact. So, this immunity prior contact of infectious microorganisms. It is prior contact of infectious microorganisms. So, they are prior contact of infectious microorganisms, means, so they are the contacting of the antigens, contacting of the microorganisms. So, they are the prior contacting of the microorganisms. Next one, so they are called as immunological memory. So, hence it is called as immunological memory. Hence it is called immunological memory. Hence it is called as immunological memory. So, they are the immunological memory means, so they are the specific type of the, they are antigens entering into our body. So, they are special type of the antigens our body entering. So, they are the activate. So, they are called as immunological memory. Next one, so this acquired immunity varies from the one person to another persons. Acquired immunity varies from one person to another person. Acquired immunity varies from person to person. Person to person. So the acquired immunity varies from the person to person. So the acquired immunity, for example, so there are the 3 persons. So these 3 persons, so the immunity various types. So there are the various difference of the one person to another persons. So the immunity is differences. So they are the acquired immunity. Next one, so the acquired immunity, it is 2 types. Acquired immunity is 2 types. First one, active acquired immunity and passive acquired immunity. Acquired immunity is 2 types. It is 2 types. It is 2 types. First one, active acquired immunity. First one, active acquired immunity. Acquired immunity. Active acquired immunity. Second one, passive acquired immunity. Passive acquired immunity. Active acquired immunity and passive acquired immunity. First one, active acquired immunity. First one, active acquired immunity. First one, active acquired immunity. Active acquired immunity. So the active acquired immunity means, so the immunological resistance developed by the organisms through the life through the production of antibodies in their body. So the immunological resistance developed by our body developed by organs produced by antibodies of our body. So the active acquired immunity means, so the immunological resistance developed by the organisms through the production of antibodies of our body. So the our body producing the antibodies, so they are called as active acquired immunity. So the our body organs production of antibodies, so these are called as active acquired immunity. So the next one, passive acquired immunity. So passive acquired immunity means, so they transfer the artificial antibodies. So the immunological resistance developed through the transfer of artificial antibodies. So they are called as passive acquired immunity. Next one, so these slowly and take a time. So they are the active acquired immunity. So these are the slow and long time immunity. So they are the slow and long time. So they are taken from they are reactions. So this is antibodies are reaction, slow and long process. Example, so they are the active acquired immunities 2 types. First one, natural active acquired immunity. Natural active acquired immunity. So the natural active acquired immunity is the resistance developed by the individual in response to natural infection. So the natural developing of the resistance. So they are the the resistance developed by the resistance developed by natural infection. Natural infection time, so they are producing to the, they are the active natural immunity, the release developed by the individual in the response to the natural infection. So their response to the resistance developed by the natural infection time, the resistance developed by the natural infection time, so they are the activate, so they are called as natural active acquired immunity. The resistance developed by the natural infection of the natural infection, so the natural infection time, so they are developing, so this type of the infection is called, this type of the immunity is called as natural active acquired immunity. Natural infections, like example smallpox, chickenpox, example smallpox and chickenpox. Smallpox and chickenpox. So in these two natural infections, these two is natural infection, because of, so there is no medicine. So smallpox and chickenpox, there is no medicine. So these are the, after 10 days, 15 days time, so slowly they are producing to the antibodies, slowly producing our body antibodies. So these antibodies is activating, so they are curing to the disease, smallpox and chickenpox. In lifetime, only one time attacking the smallpox or chickenpox, because of only one time. For example, so they are the one individual, one human being, so one time they are causing to the smallpox disease. So this body producing to the antibodies, smallpox antibodies. So these antibodies, so they are the presenting on the this body. Next time, do not affecting the smallpox or chickenpox. In a lifetime, only one time is causing, because of the one time causing, that time the body producing antibodies. So these antibodies present in the body in lifetime, so the next time they are affecting, so the antibodies are activate, they are killing to the foreign particles. So these are the natural active acquired immunity, means the naturally the infection causing, that time the activate immunity is called as natural active acquired immunity. Example chickenpox and smallpox. Next one, artificial active immunity. Second one, artificial active acquired immunity. Artificial active acquired immunity. So the artificial active acquired immunity means, so the immunity developed by the individual due to the inoculation of, so the immunity developed by the inoculation of weakened antibodies, injection of the weakened antibodies. So the immunity developed by so the immunity developed by individual so the inoculation of weakened antigens. So the weakened antigens means, so the like microorganism weakened antigens. So the inoculation means injection of weakened antigens. So these antigens, so they are entering into our body. Next they are generating the immunity, they are producing to the antibodies. So they are called as artificial active acquired immunity. Means, so the immunity developed by an individual, so the inoculation of weakened antigens. So the inoculation means injection of weakened antigens. So these antigens, so they are activating the immunity. So they are called as artificial active acquired immunity. Example tetanus toxoid. injection of the tetanus toxoid. So the inoculation of tetanus toxoid. So these tetanus toxoid, so they are the antibodies or antigens of the tetanus disease. So they are the injection of the tetanus toxoid. So the injection of the tetanus disease persons. So they are called as artificial active acquired immunity. Next one, passive acquired immunity. Next one, passive acquired immunity. Next one, passive acquired immunity. Passive acquired. Passive acquired immunity. So the passive acquired immunity means, so the immunological resistance developed by the transfer of artificial antibodies. Immunological resistance developed by a transfer of artificial antibodies. Artificial antibodies. So the transfer of artificial antibodies. So the transfer of artificial antibodies after the developing immunity is called as passive acquired immunity. Passive acquired immunity means they are transfer of the artificial antibodies. So they are called as passive acquired immunity. So this passive acquired immunity is two types: natural, passive acquired immunity. So they are the two types. First one, passive acquired immunity, passive, natural, passive acquired immunity. Natural, passive acquired immunity. Next one, artificial passive acquired immunity. Natural passive acquired immunity and artificial passive acquired immunity. First one, natural passive acquired immunity. Natural passive acquired immunity means, so the artificial antibodies transfer from mother to child. So the artificial antibodies transfer from the mother to child. So they are called as natural passive acquired immunity. So the artificial antibodies, they are transfer from the mother to child, mother to fetus. So they are called as natural passive acquired immunity. Example, so the in the uterus placenta, mother to baby through the connection placenta. So the antibodies transfer from the mother to fetus. Example, antibodies transfer from mother to fetus through the placenta. So the through the placenta to mother to child, they are transferring of the antibodies. So they are called as a natural passive acquired immunity. Next one, so the after delivery, first time they are milk secreting from the mother milk contain a very important antibodies like IgA antibodies. So the IgA antibodies presenting on the mother milk. So these IgA antibodies, they are protecting from the children's or fetus or child's, newborn childs or fetus. So they are protecting to the mother milk contain a very important antibodies. The important antibody is IgA. So these IgA protecting the fetus or child. So they are the very important. The first time, so the after delivery, first day, second day, they are feeding on the mother milk. Because of mother milk, they contain a antibodies. The antibody name IgA. So they are very important, very protecting to the fetus or child. Next one, so the mother colostrum means like milk, they are presenting on the IgA antibodies. Next one, a passive, natural, artificial, passive acquired immunity. Second one, artificial, passive, acquired immunity, artificial passive acquired immunity. So the artificial passive acquired immunity means, so they are taken from the, they are transferred from the antibodies from the one person to another person. They are transferring of the antibodies from the one person to another person's. Pre-formed antibodies transferred from the immunized donor to non-immunized donor. Antibodies transferred from the immunized donor to immunized donor to non-immunized donor. So the immunized donor to non-immunized donor, they transfer from the free-formed antibodies. Example, tetanus serum. Like antivenom. Snake poison means venom. So they are antivenom, they are transferred from the free-formed antibodies to from immunized antigens to immunized donor to non-immunized donor. For example, snake poison name venom. So they are the preventing venom, antivenom. Preventing antibodies are the antivenom. So they are taken from the horse or Like, so the first they are the snake bite to the buffaloes, snakes bite, so there horse, snake biting to the horse. So the horse body they are producing to the antivenom. So they are taken from the antivenom. So they are injecting to the normal human beings. So they are the acquired immunity. So the acquired immunity is two types. One is the active acquired immunity and passive acquired immunity. Active acquired immunity is two types: natural active acquired immunity and passive acquired immunity. And natural passive acquired immunity and artificial passive acquired immunity. So they are the two types of the immunity. Previous class we will discuss innate immunity. This class acquired immunity.